You wake up, check your wrist, and see a 90% sleep score. The green ring is closed, but you feel completely exhausted. Your training performance is flat, and your heart rate variability, your HRV, is actively dropping. The reason for the disconnect is that a generic sleep score only measures duration and consistency. HRV measures your actual autonomic bandwidth, the true capacity of your nervous system to handle stress. This chart shows exactly what happens when those two metrics pull apart. You have a high, stable sleep score up top, but an HRV line falling fast down below. When your duration metrics and your HRV diverge like this, your biological model no longer matches reality. This gap is known as a prediction error. This is not a device malfunction. That growing gap is your nervous system flagging an autonomic mismatch between your recovery model and your actual capacity. To solve this bandwidth problem, we need to stop trusting the superficial sleep score and start listening to the autonomic register. We have to look at human recovery as an integrated three-phase repair model. Phase 1 is nutrition, which supplies the physical raw materials. Phase 2 is training. This applies the physiological signal, directing the body to adapt. Phase 3 is sleep. This is the active install cycle, where your nervous system integrates raw materials with training signals. When that cycle fails, raw materials pile up, and signals are sent into the void without biological adaptation. This explains why you can log 8 hours in bed and still fail to recover. The underlying issue is your circadian firmware is misaligned. You can optimize your diet and push your limits in the gym, but if your circadian firmware is mismatched, recovery becomes mathematically impossible. Fixing this requires a shift in approach. We aren't going to use random sleep tips. We are going to deploy an integrated protocol stack. The primary calibrator is light timing. Getting bright morning light locks your circadian phase, while minimizing light in the evening prevents delays in that cycle. The secondary signal is temperature drop. Your body's core temperature actually has to fall physically to trigger the initiation of the install cycle. The biochemical infrastructure supports the process. The base layer is magnesium glycinate, required to relax the nervous system. These elements rely on each other. Executing light timing without temperature management is an incomplete patch. These components must be executed together. Stacking these three protocols simultaneously forces your circadian alignment and successfully reboots the install cycle. Now, change how you track your data. Stop measuring your HRV and your sleep scores on a daily basis. Looking at these numbers every morning creates anxiety and noise. Your actual autonomic bandwidth does not adapt overnight, so day-to-day fluctuations are mostly meaningless static. Calibration requires tracking your autonomic bandwidth strictly on a weekly basis. When you compare week-to-week averages, the true physiological signal emerges smoothly from all that daily static. Once your firmware is aligned and the install cycle runs properly, the prediction error between how you feel and what the data says shrinks down to zero. Through disciplined weekly tracking, you will watch your performance stack accumulate over a period of months. Biological data doesn't lie, but a flawed measurement frequency will deceive you. Measure first, install second, and stack always. To start, get the field manual for your nervous system at jmthomasofficial.com.